Guys, welcome back to another Hasty Train Maker video. What we're going to be doing here is making ballast with coffee grinds like I show on my website. I hadn't done a video before, so let's do a video and show you what I do. So since I have some coffee grinds on the go and some coffee, and we'll take a drink, I like to take a glove, as you see in my video. I usually have some Lysol. I've got my coffee grinds, and right now I'm just using a cardboard from a meal I had the other day. So I'm going to generally, don't want to lose this all over, but just give this a gentle spray. Try to have a ventilated area. I got my window over on the side wide open. And the reason why you're spraying this with Lysol is you're trying to kill all the bacteria in here. Oh, one thing I forgot to do is I need to heat my oven up. I'm just going to go to 250 and get my oven going. Oh, I got a cookie sheet in there. Yeah, I have a cookie sheet in there. So let's get that cookie sheet out. So I'm lazy after I wash instead of throwing it in my under thing on my stove. I just throw it in the oven. So yeah, so coffee grinds will mold on you and cause bacteria. So you'll see people say don't use coffee grinds because of that. Bah, you can. Lysol or any other type of chemical spray like that. You're able to give it a spray. I just like to go lightly over. Don't need too much because you're going to mix it up. I'm going to put my coffee in behind. And the reason I wear a glove is I'm just going to take this coffee grinds, mix it up a bit more. I want to come back over again, spread it out on the sheet. See, I'm trying to spread mine out in a really thin layer. So as you see, I'm getting coffee grinds all over my hands that have been sprayed with Lysol. So not good to have that chemical on your hand. Good to wear gloves. So I'm going to come over again, just a little bit of Lysol. Oh, need a little bit more than that. I'm trying to not heavily spray it. I'm going to drink of my coffee. Now you can take an old cookie sheet if you want. I use a good cookie sheet, so I take my trusty parchment paper used for a lot of products. Right here. I take a cookie sheet or some type of sheet to cook on. Today's the pizza sheet. I put my parchment paper on top of it. The reason I'm doing that, if I was just doing regular coffee grinds and I wasn't putting Lysol into it to try to kill all the bacteria off, or kill all the bacteria off, then I wouldn't be as concerned about using a big cookie sheet and just re-washing it when it's done. But since I'm using Lysol in here, even after cleaning it, I really don't honestly want Lysol on my cookie sheet. And if you're married or a girlfriend, she's probably going to really kill you if you do that. So I try to get as much off as I can. I'm not going to worry too much what I don't get off. I'll put this in my recycling area in a few minutes. On the parchment paper, I'm just going to spread this all out thinly. I want to get a good white thin coating here, and usually I save up a whole bunch of coffee grinds. When I did this last time, one of my projects I did for my board when I ran out of ballast and I was flat ass broke, still married with 5 kids, and yeah, I was trying to find cheap ways to do things, and I saw this by one not terrain, train modeler, Chi train modeler, and this is how he did his ballast. So I tried it and it worked well, and on my war board it looked pretty good, my small little piece, and on my second Christmas village I used some of my leftover mixed in, and I never had a mold problem. I've never had a bacteria problem. So, okay, see, I've got this spread out nicely. One more time, just to, I just like to be better safe than sorry. So I'm killing off the bacteria. This is Lysol. Whatever bacteria on here is getting pretty good and killed. It's had 3 good applications of Lysol. And I'm going to put it in the oven at about 250 degrees. 250, 300 should be more than enough heat to kill off any bacteria that's in here that's had a chance to start developing. So actually, another batch of coffee I just finished that I could have probably done the same thing with. And I might quickly take my cardboard, take this bit of coffee, knock it out. I'll quickly spread. Oh, that's still nice and warm. Lysol, okay, my coffee's out of the way. Lysol it. Oven's heated at 250. Okay, yeah, we know. As we're going here, I'm just quickly doing the same thing I did. I'm just going to mix up my coffee grinds. After I just did one coat, I'm going to thinly coat it out and pat it down. I'm going to take another application over it. I'm going to need to get more spray soon. I have kids, so I go through this a lot, spraying Lysol. Since I got that over here, let's definitely this coffee grinds out I did from my last pot I just finished making that I'm drinking from. These ones you saw earlier were from yesterday's leftover coffee grinds that I dumped out this morning because I forgot to clean up my, what's it called? Here, let's move this back over here. So we're going to have a good amount of color that we'll be able to use. I've got a light brown paint that I'll end up going into it. I've got darker sienna browns we can do a little example of, and then we'll just leave it straight up regular color too, just how the coffee is. And whatever bacteria is not getting killed off right now with this spray, and I don't care what I lose for my gloves, I don't want to touch this spray. I'll put this over because it's plastic. I'll dispose of it with my recyclables. Okay, so now I'm going to take it, I'm going to place it in my oven. And I'm going to say, last time I did this, I left it in for 45 minutes and it started burning at 300. Oh, clear. So timer 25 minutes. Start. Alright, so we'll come back in 25 minutes and see how we're doing here with our coffee grinds. Okay, so I'm back and I've taken my coffee grinds out of the oven. They have been in there for 30 minutes or so. I left them in a few minutes longer because I was doing something as my timer was annoying the heck out of me. And actually, as we're going, let's hit stop because I know that timer's going to go off again. And yeah, so I've got this. You can see the moisture underneath. I've got this all completely, see, it's already drying up too. So what I'll probably end up doing now is I'm going to just spread this out with my hand, nice and warm as it is. I'll watch out for the cookie sheet. Yeah, see, most of that is already flaking off, so it's almost all completely dry already. See, a quick little wipe my hand away, a little moisture. Let's turn my oven off before I forget. And I will let this dry for about an hour, half an hour to an hour should be more than enough to let this finish drying off. And then I'll come back with some paints and show you the next step that I take. So, alright, we are back with our dried product. So here's what I've got left. I already put some into a container. So that's our dried coffee grounds. So if you're wanting, here, let me get a little bit in my hand. So if you're wanting to just leave it as is, this would make a good, you know, right here, just itself, a good ballast for roads. If you're looking for an older dirt road, this is actually the color of many a dirt road. Or if you want to get to some different colors, I've taken some of my stuff already here. You can take holy cow, I think I need to go pick up some more browns. I'm all out. Alright, we'll actually use a gray and give us a little bit of a gray or cobblestone. So all I like to do is I like to take some paint, I put on a glove. You don't have to if you don't want paint on your fingers. And I just stir my color in that I want. Oh, this was my silver paint, not gray. Oh well. Add in a little bit of black and darken that up. But all you want to do is see how I'm just mixing around my paint. Actually, this is looking pretty good for an Asphalt. I might just keep this one here and do some Asphalt driveway with it. So I just like to mix it all up, get all the paint absorbed. If I think I can add in a little bit more, I will. So let's throw some in, darken, because we want to basically get all that paint soaked up into the ballast. And I've got some parchment paper already on the side because I'm going to just use this to dry out. See, it's all, oh, I chopped some into my brown, damn it. Oh well, we'll hopefully hide that up with a color. So I'm going to take this, dump it all out. Try to get what I can because I don't want to waste this. This is going to become product now. I've already used Lysol. I've already used oven heat, so that's money I've spent to get this far. Alright, so I got it pretty much all out. Now, if I can get my frying pan that's actually clean out of the way, what I want to do now is I just want to, like we did before, I'm just going to spread this out. This is probably going to take a day or so, half a day to a day to dry for bigger batches. Because I'm just doing a smaller batch here, it'll only probably take about 4 or 5 hours at the most to dry. And as you can see, this gives you kind of a ballast. Look at that, guys. This is your ballast. This is a grayish. This actually could fit in very nice with a brown to accent country roads, or you can use this for walkway or driveway. So I'm going to just spread this out, pat it out. I'm not going to bother changing up my gloves for the next one. So I'm just going to spread that out. Move this back here. Grab a little bit more parchment paper. If I can get my fingers to catch on to it with the glove. I'll move my gray out. And I should have a little brown left. Here, that should work. If I had a lighter brown in here, I'm just looking for it right now. I do have, I think, some burnt umber left in this tube that I could try to use. I'm looking for my lighter tanned brown that's in my container. Maybe I took it, used it all up. Oh well, okay. We're going to take a little bit more of this, add it into my little cup. I want to lose all of this because I'm going to take a picture of all 3 different colors eventually and have it showing the difference. Okay, so I'm going to take a burnt umber. Come on. There we go. Put my lid back on, and I'm just going to do the same thing I did with my gray here. And I'm just going to mix it in, and you don't need a lot, I find, of the paint. I like to use the dollar store paints just because I find it mixes better than this acrylic better paint. And it's cheaper. So as I'm trying to mix this in, it's not going as nicely as the other brown. And I do have a cheaper burnt umber. I should have a little bit left in. Oh, shake it off my finger. Might have to do a little edit. Oh my goodness, this stuff just cakes right on. Anything left in this container? We might be doing an edit out because I think I've used up all my browns. Oh, that one has something in it, but I think that's one of my... Oh, that might be enough to finish it off. Let's put this upside down, mix our finger around. It's never a dull moment when doing a hasty train maker video, is it, guys? Okay, so it's getting a bit darker than the other one like I want it to. Some of the paint's just glopping and not wanting to work with this from the other one. So I'm just trying to gloop it all in and get it worked around as I'm, yeah, I can already see it lighting up. And the easiest way to do this is making big batches of this with like an ice cream container, and then you can fill up your Ballast bottles that you've had. I always keep all my bottles from everything I've used in the past and reuse them with either my own terrain, like turf or flock or brush. Okay, that is pretty much now all mixed in. Again, I don't want to try to get everything out of here. I don't want to waste. Ooh, nice. I'll show you in a second, once I get this spread out, the difference between adding the umber I've got, because I want to use this eventually for some dirt road. If I had a lighter tan, I'd show you how it absorbs the tan. So I just want to spread this out. Most of these are garbage, so I'm just going to have to go back eventually here and get rid of them. And I'm going to put the good stuff beside the unpainted, just natural, so it's not going to be much of a difference unless you want to go with a dark or lighter brown. I just wanted to be able to mix a bunch of different variations into here for brown. So if I'm doing a road, I can give it several different looks of dimensions. take the last one on the cookie sheet. We'll pull that cookie sheet off after. And pull this up and over. And there's not much difference with the burnt umber to the regular color. I'll pull over my silver. And let's take my glove off because I'm not going to be doing another batch up. This is it for now. Let's flip the camera over. Okay, as you can see, this is the coffee grounds just sprayed with live salt to disinfect any bacteria and germs in there that'll grow and breed mold. There is no paint. This is adding it with some brown umber, darker brown, and you can see the brown better than this. Would be good just for your regular dirt road. This will give you a nicer driveway. And this gray, I never thought it was going to work. I thought this was my lighter gray, not my lightning silver. But lightning silver would actually make really good gravel and what's it called? Or not concrete, pavement. So I think I just discovered with you guys a new way I'm going to start doing my pavement look. So instead of just always dirt roads, I can get some paves. So I'll wait about 4 or 5 hours. I'll come back. It's still pretty, yeah, really. Actually, so you can already start feeling some of the drying going on in that. You see my gray that kind of got mixed in. That fell. It didn't absorb the paint fully. But as you can see, it's already, even with the paint, getting sucked in and absorbed by the, it's drying off. And this actually feels like it's moister than what the paint is. So I'm just going to leave this here. I'm going to spread this out. I'm not worried. Lysol would have been already baked off from the 250-degree oven. And there we go. That's our making train. And I will show, once it's dry, I have a project I'm going to be working on, and I will use the sun and show you. So we're back. It's the next morning, so it's been 24 hours or so since we've done this. This is our painted ballast, our coffee grinds. This is our non-painted. As it's dried, you can see that this one is a bit darker than this one is. Some of the silver grayish kind of mixed into this one by accident. And this is the one we painted a gray. So as you paint it, you'll notice like it's got clumps. So all you want to do is just take your fingers all throughout it and just break it up. So pretty simple. Just like that, just crumble it with your fingers and it'll become fine granules. This one feels a little harder than the other one does because the a lot more paint in it because I did a lot more ballast. But pretty much this is right here. This is the brown and black ballast that I use with a little bit of turf kind of mixed in it for my board project. This is just the regular coffee granule brown. See, not much difference. This is our painted with sienna, a little sienna in it. And this is our silver. So yeah, so if you look here, it's not much of a difference. It's pretty much close on. So I'll bring it over to my board I haven't put away yet and give you an example. So as you can see, here's the ballast I was using for my board. And it works for the same texture and granule look. I did an extension on this road, and I did a little bit of an extension on this road. And once again, as long as you use a Lysol or some type of chemical spray and spray your coffee down, your coffee granules, make sure that you disinfect it, kill any bacteria that's going to cause mold and grow. And you can make ballast using your coffee granules. I would only save them for a few days, your granules, before spraying them down maximum. So after you spray, or after you save enough granules, 2-3 days worth, before you're worried about mold, spread them out, get that disinfectant bacteria, antibacterial spray on it, and flip it around like we did in the video. The granules, spray it down 2 or 3 times, make sure you get the bacteria killed. Throw it in the oven for about 250 Celsius, 300 Celsius for about 25 minutes to half an hour. That should help kill any remaining bacteria and dry out your coffee granules. And yeah, you shouldn't have to worry about molding. I'm going to leave this here for a week. So literally leave this for a week, and I will post a link to my website showing a week later under this tutorial, no mold. So yeah, thank you for coming to this, watching this video, and we'll see you the next time. Have a good one. Bye.